My dad is the world-dominating Qilin. My mom is the lively phoenix of the four seas. But I am a dragon. My dad suspected my mom cheated. The old dragon next door chased my mom and fought for 7 days and nights. But my mom still wouldn't admit it. So my angry dad went back to his parents' house. My mom also went to the mortal realm to live a carefree life. Only I was forgotten in the cave. Don't ask me how I know. If you ask, it's because the shell is still stuck to my face. It's all sticky. I had to use my claws to scratch it off for a long time. After scratching it off, I squinted at the world. There are rocks in the cave. And a floor full of broken shells. Pretty good. A standard birth environment. I looked down. Pink. I flicked my tail. The tip of my tail is also pink. Fine, pink it is. Maybe my parents have unique taste. But that's not the problem. Based on what awakened when I hatched, that little bit of racial inherited memory, a Qilin doesn't seem to look like me. A phoenix definitely doesn't look like me either. My dad is the world-dominating Qilin. My mom is the lively phoenix of the four seas. Unprecedentedly, I am actually a dragon. And a pink dragon at that. Could it be that my mom had an affair? I scratched my already small little head and felt the aura inside my body again. Water type, and it even comes with a mutated magical attribute. Great, just a little pink dragon that sprays water with lightning. Isn't this genetic mutation a bit too much? I muttered, yes, and fell flat on my face. I rolled 3 times in the eggshell. Finally accepted my fate and lay flat on my stomach. A rumbling sound echoed in the cave, making it seem especially desolate. Alright, the most urgent task is to find food. Then the second step, find the parents who threw me here and ask them a question. How exactly did a Qilin and a phoenix give birth to a dragon? Are they serious? When I stumbled and crawled out of the cave, the sunlight pierced my eyes so I couldn't open them. I adjusted for a good while before seeing the scene in front of me clearly. Continuous mountains, surrounded by clouds and mist, with a fairy-like aura floating about. Oh, my family lives in the immortal realm. Pretty good, at least. The air quality is guaranteed. I rolled down the hillside. That's right, walking is too hard, so I rolled. Rolled to the edge of a stream, tried to drink some water, and plunged headfirst into it. Help! I flailed my claws, splashing stream water everywhere. A white shadow darted out from the woods and stopped on the bank. It was a white fox cub, about twice my size. Why is he tilting his head looking at me? Need help. He spoke with a rather clear voice. Yes, yes, yes. I desperately paddled the water. The white fox reached out his paw and fished me out. He shook himself, and most of the water on his fur splashed onto my face. Newcomer, he sized me up. Whose family are you from? How come I've never seen a dragon of your color? I slumped on the grass panting. Made by my parents. The white fox's expression became very subtle. He walked around me 3 times. His nose twitching. That's not right. You smell like a Qilin. And also like a phoenix. But you are a dragon. It's a long story. I said sincerely. Can you give me a bite to eat first? I'm starving to death. The white fox stayed silent for a while, turned around and left. I slumped on the spot, thinking the immortal realm really is cold and ruthless. But half a quarter of an hour later, he came back with a crane in his mouth. The crane was still flapping. The white fox threw the crane in front of me, just caught it. I looked at the crane that was 3 times bigger than me and fell silent. I whispered, I might not be able to chew it. The white fox's expression went from charitable to disgusted. How on earth have you survived until now? I raised a claw just hatched. First day here, the white fox sighed. Really, I heard him sigh. Then the white fox turned around. and roasted the crane over a fire. In no time, the crane was roasted crispy and fragrant. He broke off a golden shiny crane leg and handed it to me. Eat it to nourish your body. I took that crane leg, which was bigger than my entire body, lost in thought. Finally, I chose to lie beside the leg and nibble it bit by bit. The white tiger just sat next to me watching, his eyes full of pity for the weak. "What's your name?" he asked. "Haven't been named yet." My parents didn't have time before they ran away. My parents didn't believe a Qilin and a phoenix could give birth to a dragon, so they both ran away, leaving me all alone. The white tiger's ears perked up. "So, you are a little pink dragon forgotten in a cave." I finished nibbling the last bite of meat. "Laid flat, please call me the left-behind child of the immortal realm, thank you." The white tiger stared at me for a very long time. Then he suddenly stood up, looked up to the sky and roared. Ha ha ha, his laughter shook the leaves off the trees. Ha ha. Sorry. But I really couldn't hold it in. He laughed enough, wiped his tears. A Qilin and a phoenix giving birth to a dragon. Is your dad stupid? Do dragon and phoenix eggs even look the same? Haha, I think so too. I said faintly. So, can you adopt me? I can. I can spray water really well. Saying that, I tried hard to channel the aura inside me. Opened my mouth and sprayed a tiny stream of water, splashing it all over his face. The white tiger was stunned. I shrank my neck. It even comes with a little electricity zap. A current flashed through the water. The white tiger's fur stood on end. The scene became extremely awkward for a moment. I said cautiously, how about? I become your pet. I eat very little. Just one crane leg a day is enough. Before I could finish, a deafening tiger roar came from afar. The white tiger cub shuddered. Ah, my mom is calling me. He turned to run, but looked back at me again, with a struggling look in his eyes. Finally, he said. Walked over and grabbed the scruff of my neck with his mouth, taking me along. Let's go back and ask my mom. Can't keep too many. The moment I opened my mouth, I was carried and dangled in midair, feeling hopeless. Fine, at least I won't starve to death. The white tiger's mother. Oh no, I should call her the white tiger matriarch. Is an incredibly beautiful fairy-like lady. The first moment she saw me, she curiously said, "Whose little dragon cub is this? And it's pink. Quite a rarity." Mom, this little pink dragon is a white fox cub I picked up in the back mountains. His name is Bai Yao. He placed me on the table. His parents both abandoned him. Can we raise him in the clan? Hearing this, the white tiger matriarch walked around me 3 more times. You have the unique bloodline power of both Qilin and Phoenix. She smiled. But indeed, it is a pink dragon cub. Ho-see-see. Bai Yao excitedly flicked his tail. It's super outrageous. The white tiger matriarch pondered for a moment and looked at me with a smile. Little one, what can you do? I puffed out my little chest. I can spray water, and it comes with electricity. I performed it once again. A fine stream of water wetted the fur on her front paw. Zap, a patch of fur stood on end. The white tiger matriarch was silent for a full minute. Let him stay, after all, pink dragon cubs are quite rare. She added, when guests come to visit in the future, we can take him out and show him off. Miye. Upgraded from a left-behind child to an ornamental pet. Bai Yao was quite happy. He scratched me with his paw. How about I give you a name? How does Fen sound? No, I strongly oppose it, it's too tacky. Then call you Zihong. I am pink. Then Zi Fen Hong. HMPH to tacky. HMPH. In the end, the white tiger matriarch made the final decision. Then let's call you Long Yue. Long for dragon, Yue for the magical pearl. It suits you well. I was stunned. This name actually sounds quite good. Thank you, Matriarch. I quickly lowered my head, and because I lost my balance, I fell over again. Seeing this, Bai Yao held his stomach and burst into laughter. The white tiger Matriarch shook her head, but there was a hint of a smile in her eyes. All right, Bai Yao. Take him back to the side hall of your sleeping quarters to stay. As for food, I'll have it sent over to you in a while. Okay. Just like that, I settled down in the White Tiger clan. 3 days later, the entire immortal realm knew. A Qilin and a phoenix gave birth to a dragon. And a pink one at that. On the morning of the 4th day, when I was squatting at the cave entrance munching on a fruit, I saw a flock of cranes fly across the horizon, with a few fairies sitting on them, pointing at my direction and chattering as they looked. That's the little pink dragon. Really? Oh, such a tiny one. I heard his dad suspects his mom of cheating. Now the two families are fighting. I silently turned around and quickly ran back to my room, using my tail to block the door, but I couldn't block Baya's big mouth. Long Yue, come out and play. There's a market today. I'll take you for a stroll. Not going? It's fine. I'll cast an illusion spell on you, turn you into a little white tiger. Then others won't be able to recognize you. I hesitated for 3 seconds, then crawled out of the cave entrance. Really, Bai Yao proudly flicked his tail. My mom just taught me. He chanted a spell. A white light enveloped me. I looked down at myself. I really turned into a little white tiger. It's just that the color is still a bit pinkish. How long can this last? 4 hours is enough. The market in the White Tiger clan's territory is very bustling. Various divine beasts transformed into human forms are setting up stalls, selling spirit fruits, selling magical artifacts, selling immortal pills, having everything you could wish for. I followed behind Bai Yao, finding everything novel to look at. This is lightning struck wood, a good material for crafting artifacts. That is a millennium pearl fruit. Eating one increases your cultivation by 10 years. But you can't eat it right now or you'll explode from overnourishment. I nodded, but my eyes were fixed on the roasted spirit chicken stall nearby. Smells so good. Smells way too good. Maya saw through my thoughts. Want to eat? Yeah. Do you have money? Number. I'll lend you some, pay me back next month. How do I pay you back? Be my mount for a month. Get lost. In the end, I still bought a little chicken, squatting by the roadside gnawing on it. Just as I was gnawing with my mouth full of grease, a conversation came from the side. Did you hear? Hear what the Qilin clan and Phoenix clan are going to war? Really, when? I heard it's happening in a few days by the Spirit Lake. My ears perked up. Why, hey. Isn't it all because of that little pink dragon? The Qilin Patriarch insists the Phoenix Matriarch cheated, and the Phoenix Matriarch denies it to the death. The two families are in a standoff right now. If you ask me, the Qilin Patriarch is just overly suspicious. Do dragon and phoenix eggs look the same? It's absolutely impossible to mix them up. My gnawing on the chicken leg slowed down. Bai Yao nudged me with his paw. Don't listen to their nonsense. I shook my head, continued gnawing, but felt a bit upset inside. My eyes got a little misty. It's not like I wanted to be a dragon. Just as I was thinking this, a commotion broke out at the market entrance. A group of soldiers wearing fiery red armor walked in. Leading them was a heroic-looking man with red hair, with a Qilin pattern between his eyebrows. People from the Qilin clan. They walked straight towards me. No, they walked towards the stall right next to me. Have you seen this dragon? No, haven't seen it. This drawing is way too ugly, isn't it? The Patriarch said. We must find the little miss. She just hatched. It's too dangerous for her to be out alone. Wait, little miss. They are looking for a little miss and she's pink. I froze. Are they looking for me? Bai Yao quickly nudged me with his shoulder, signaling me to keep quiet. But it was already too late. The red-haired man turned his head and looked at me. Now he was looking at the roast chicken bones in front of me. Then his gaze slowly moved up and landed on me. The illusion spell's time is almost up. The white light on my body started to flicker. The red-haired man's eyes widened. Little miss. The white light completely dissipated. I turned back into a little pink dragon. The entire market went quiet. Everyone stared at me, with half a chicken bone still dangling from my mouth. I awkwardly waved my claw. The red-haired man dropped to his knees with a thud. Your subordinate is late. Please come back with us, little miss. I won't, little miss. Doesn't my dad suspect I'm not his biological child? Then why should I go back? To be an eyesore. See? I told you the Qilin Patriarch went too far. The poor child. They came all the way here, and she still refuses to acknowledge the Patriarch. The Patriarch was just speaking in a moment of anger. He regrets it now, and is searching the entire immortal realm for you. What about my mom? The Phoenix Matriarch is also looking for you, and even put out the word that if you aren't found, she will burn down the Qilin clan's ancestral estate. That sounds exactly like something my mom would do. I hesitated. Baya stepped in front of me. If you don't want to go back, then don't. She is now the mascot of our White Tiger clan. Mascot, yeah. Free food and lodging. No need to work. Only need to be occasionally exhibited. Nonsense. The little miss is of the Qilin and Phoenix bloodline. How can she stay in the White Tiger clan as a mascot? Seeing that a fight was about to break out, a clear and resonant phoenix cry suddenly echoed from the sky. Everyone looked up. A giant golden iridescent phoenix descended from the sky, landing and transforming into an elegant fairy. My mom, the #1 beauty of the immortal realm, truly lives up to her reputation. My good daughter. Mom, I finally found you. I was hugged so tight I couldn't breathe. Mom, mother gentler. My mom loosened her grip a bit and looked me up and down carefully. You've lost weight. Did you not eat properly? I just gnawed on a roast chicken. How can that be considered a proper meal? My mom turned and glared at the red-haired man. You Qilin clan let my daughter eat this. It is your subordinate's dereliction of duty. Where is my dad still throwing a tantrum at his parents' house? Ignore him. Come back to the Phoenix clan with mom. No way. The little miss must also return to the Qilin clan. Return what return? Your patriarch doesn't even acknowledge her. The patriarch does acknowledge her. It's just what? It's just that his brain is flooded with water, suspecting me of cheating. I have been with him for 3,000 years, and he actually suspects I have an affair with a dragon. There is absolutely no old dragon next door. The only male dragon is Yuanwu, and his dad has been dead for 3,000 years. The whole place went dead silent. I weakly raised my hand. Then how did I come to be? My mom suddenly choked on her words. This is a long story. Then make it short. Your mom picked up an egg outside and hatched it. Everyone was shocked, including me. My mom bit the bullet and continued just 3,000 years ago. Your dad and I were traveling in the Northern Sea and picked up an egg. It looked quite special, so we brought it home. Later, I married your dad and forgot about this egg, left it in the storehouse for 3,000 years. Recently, we organized the storehouse and only then found out it was about to hatch. Her voice got quieter and quieter as she spoke. I kept a straight face, so I'm not your biological child. No, but we raised you as our own biological child, and we incubated you together. Wait, you incubated it together, right? All right. Your dad warmed the egg with his Qilin fire, and I protected it with phoenix ice, afraid it would freeze and afraid it would roast. We incubated it for a full 300 years. I fell silent. So I am not the product of my mom's affair. I was picked up from outside by the two of them. An egg forgotten for 3,000 years. I don't know whether to be happy or sad. Bayao leaned over and whispered, "At least your dad wasn't cuckolded." Thanks. I feel so comforted. So little miss, please return to the clan with us. The patriarch really misses you. I looked at my mom. Does dad really miss me? My mom curled her lips. He misses you but just can't swallow his pride to apologize. Sighing every day at his parents' house. He's been beaten 3 times by his mom, namely your grandma, and still won't go back. Imagining that scene, I couldn't help but laugh. Then I will go see him. Mom will take you. Take you there. We mother and daughter will storm back to the Qilin clan and make your dad kneel and apologize. Patriarchs, madam, this is not very appropriate. What is inappropriate about it? He wronged me for 3,000 years and threw my daughter in a cave. Me not burning down his ancestral estate is already me having a good temper. I looked at the immortal realm's #1 beauty swearing with hands on hips and suddenly felt that this kind of family doesn't seem too bad. The Qilin clan's ancestral land is at the Nanming volcano. Everywhere is boiling magma and burning rocks. My mom held me tight. fluently flying past layers of barriers, and landed in front of a palace. The guards at the door saw us, and were so scared they dropped the spears in their hands. Get out of the way. I am looking for that heartless Qilin. The Patriarch is reflecting on his mistakes in the Forbidden Ground. Reflect my ass. Lead the way. The guards stumbled and crawled to lead the way in front. The Forbidden Ground is actually a hot spring. No, wait, it is a magma pool. A black-haired man was soaking in the pool, with his back to us. Oh my good daughter. Dad was wrong. I shouldn't have doubted your mom. And even more, shouldn't have left you behind. His voice choked with sobs, quite genuine and emotional. My dad was slapped so hard he pitched forward, almost falling headfirst into the magma. You really forgot, you heartless man. Heartless lover. You even forgot our token of love egg. I couldn't help but laugh. Out loud, the two of them turned their heads to look at me at the same time. My dad's eyes became very complicated. He slowly walked over, squatted in front of me. My daughter. Dad is sorry. I looked at him. This world-shaking Qilin Patriarch now has red eyes, messy hair, and looks like a child who did something wrong. Why didn't you acknowledge me? I asked. It's not that Dad isn't acknowledging you. Dad was just too shocked, seeing you hatch as a dragon. Dad's first reaction was that I got cuckolded. Later, Dad thought about it. That's not right. If your mom really wanted to live with someone else, she would have run far away long ago. You just figured that out. Then Dad went to investigate. And while investigating, I found out, oh, you were picked up. And picked up together with your mom. Then why didn't you take me with you? Dad forgot. HMPH. Men. I really forgot. My mind went completely blank at that moment. I only thought about how my daughter is a dragon. And then I ran far away. I really didn't think about anything else. Can you forgive Dad? His voice got quieter and quieter as he spoke. Dad will be your mount. For a month, all right. For a year, wherever you want to go. Dad will carry you there. And can teach you Qilin clan magic. Although you can't learn it, but Dad can modify it. Dad can also. Dad. I interrupted him. I don't blame you. I just felt a little sad. When I was left behind in the cave, I thought you guys didn't want me anymore. My dad's eyes instantly turned red. He hugged me tight, crying his eyes out. Dad wants you. How could Dad not want you? You are the treasure Mom and Dad incubated together for 3,000 years. The only little princess of the Qilin and Phoenix clans. My mom also walked over and hugged both of us. A family should stay together. From now on, if anyone dares to leave anyone behind, I'll pluck all his fur out. My dad cried even harder. I was hugged so tight by him I couldn't breathe, but my heart felt so warm. So I wasn't a mistake. I was an expected child. Although the way I was expected was a bit outrageous, I settled down in the Qilin clan. During the day with my dad, learning to control my power, although all he taught were Qilin fire spells, which I as a water dragon couldn't learn at all. At night, learning to fly with my mom, although she always wanted me to fly in a phoenix's posture, and me flapping my claws looked like a drowning chicken. A month later, my dad finally gave up. How about Dad finds you a dragon master? Right. Dragons definitely know better how to teach a dragon. So the next day my dad sent out widespread invitations, inviting various dragon experts to be my teachers. But a bunch of old men showed up. Every dragon walked around me 3 times when they saw me, and then shook their heads. Water type with lightning. How bizarre, how bizarre. Why do these wings grow looking like a phoenix? The scales are too soft. One look and you know they haven't been properly refined. I was judged and commented on for a whole morning, and finally couldn't take it anymore. So, is there actually any dragon willing to teach me? The old men looked at each other in dismay. Finally, a white-bearded dragon stepped forward. Little kid, it's not that we are unwilling to teach. It's truly because your constitution is too unique. Dragon clan texts have never recorded a pink dragon. We really don't know how to teach you. I wilted and my dad got anxious. Then what should we do? My daughter can't just be an illiterate dragon. Perhaps we can invite Lord Zhuanchen to take a look. The whole place suddenly went quiet. Isn't Lord Zhuanchen still in secluded cultivation? He came out of seclusion 100 years ago. He just lives a secluded life and doesn't like seeing people. Then can you persuade him to come? This old man will try. 3 days later, Lord Zhuanchen arrived. I thought he would be a white-bearded old man, but he turned out to be a handsome young man, exceptionally good-looking. Better looking than all the immortals I've seen in the immortal realm. It's just that his eyes are a bit cold, looking at me like he's looking at a rock. Just this one. Yes, this is my daughter Long Yue. May I trouble you to take a look, my lord? Zhuanchen walked up to me and reached out his hand. I thought he was going to pat my head, but he just tapped my forehead with his finger. A burst of cold aura seeped into my body. I shivered. Zhuanchen frowned. Who taught you this cultivation method? My dad, I said quietly. Nonsense, a water-type dragon, practicing a fire-type cultivation method. It's a miracle she hasn't suffered from QI deviation. Then what should we do? I beg you, my lord, please save my daughter. Zhuanchen ignored him and tapped a few more acupoints on my body. With every tap, a blocked aura within my body was cleared. After the final tap, I suddenly felt completely relaxed. I couldn't help but open my mouth and spewed out a string of pink bubbles. They were electrified, crackling as they floated in the air. The whole place went dead silent. That night, I practiced blowing bubbles in my room, filled the whole room with them, floating all around. Baya poked his head in through the window. Well, what kind of new magic is this? I don't know either. Master said to just keep practicing it for now. Baya jumped in and touched a bubble. Wow, his fur stood on end. What the heck is this? Electrified bubbles. Awesome, right? Ha ha. It is awesome, all right. But what's the use? When you're in a fight, filling the room with bubbles to make your opponent die of laughter. I thought about it. That scene. This seemed a bit hilarious. But the next day when I went to see Master Zhuanchen, he gave me the answer. Your bubbles have purify and healing effects. Give it a try. I was stunned. It can do that. Try this. Zhuanchen brought out another magical artifact eroded by demonic energy. I blew bubbles to wrap around the artifact. The electricity in the bubbles crackled. The demonic energy was purified bit by bit. The artifact restored its original luster. Master Zhuanchen put the artifact away. Attack power isn't strong, but support ability is top tier. On the battlefield, you can purify demonic energy, heal the wounded, and even obscure the enemy's vision. My eyes lit up. So I'm not trash, I am useful. Thank you, Master. I happily flicked my tail. Zhuanchen looked at me, his eyes softening for once. Keep practicing. Next month, I will teach you to control lightning. I cultivated even more actively, blowing bubbles every day until my mouth was dry. But looking at a room full of pink bubbles floating around, I felt quite a sense of accomplishment. My dad and mom finally felt relieved. I told you my daughter is extraordinary. Oh please, who was so worried they couldn't eat before? The two started bickering again. I lay in the pile of bubbles, watching them bicker and make noise. My heart felt full. This is home. although a bit noisy and chaotic, but very warm. 3 months later, the Immortal Realm held its once-a-century Immortal Alliance conference. All divine beast patriarchs had to attend and bring their family members. My dad and mom decided to take me. It's time to let the whole Immortal Realm know how awesome our daughter is. My dad said, my mom made me a little pink dress. Well, actually, it is a magical garment that can change with my size and can also defend against attacks. I looked at myself in the crystal mirror, a pink dragon wearing a pink dress. Quite a match. The banquet was held at the Heavenly Court's Jade Pool. When I arrived, many divine beasts were already there. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Vermilion Bird, and Black Tortoise, the 4 great beasts, were all present. There were also various divine beasts I had never seen before, dazzling my eyes. As soon as our family walked in, murmurs and discussions from around began to rise one after another. The little dragon is actually quite cute. I heard Lord Zhuanchen took her as an apprentice. Really? Hasn't Zhuanchen not taken an apprentice for tens of thousands of years? I was a little nervous, hiding behind my mom. What are you afraid of? Chest out, head high. You are the little princess of the Qilin and Phoenix clans. I took a deep breath and stepped out. Then, because I was too nervous, left foot tripped over right foot. Smack fell flat in a standard dragon-eating dirt posture. The whole place went quiet again. I lay on the ground, wishing the ground would swallow me whole. My dad quickly picked me up and dusted me off. It's okay. Who hasn't tripped and fallen before? It's all your fault. Insisting she wears these new shoes. These shoes look so good. They even have water-repelling pearls inlaid on them. That's still no excuse. Someone laughed out loud. I turned my head. It's the little young master of the Vermilion Bird clan, named Juyan. Seeing me look at him, he walked over, bent down to size me up. You are that little pink. I nodded, yeah. I heard you can blow bubbles. Yeah, blow one, let me see. I looked at my dad. My dad nodded encouragingly. I took a deep breath, opened my mouth and blew a string of pink bubbles. Even carrying tiny electrical currents, the bubbles floated in the air, shining with iridescent light under the fairy light of the jade pool. The whole place marveled. Juyan reached out and poked one. Zap, his hand went numb, and he pulled it back. Quite a strong kick to it. Of course, my daughter is dual element water and lightning. As we were speaking, another commotion at the entrance. Master Zhuanchen arrived with a cold expression. He walked up to me and stopped, nervous, a little unnecessary. Few people here can beat you in a fight if you use your bubbles. Me, master, do you have some misunderstanding about bubbles? Zhuanchen didn't say more. Walked to the seat of honor and sat down. That is the seat of the Dragon Patriarch. Only then did I know my master is not only an ancient dragon god, but also the current Dragon Patriarch. Bayo sidled up to me. Your master has quite the background. I nodded. Feeling even more nervous inside, the banquet began. Various exotic delicacies were served. I buried my head in eating, thinking to myself, the food at today's banquet is just so delicious. Just as I was gnawing on a spirit rhino leg, suddenly heard someone call my name. Looked up to find the whole table looking at me. My dad coughed awkwardly. The Vermilion Bird Patriarch is asking you a question. I quickly swallowed the meat in my mouth. What? The Vermilion Bird Patriarch looked at me smilingly. I heard Lord Zhuanchen has been teaching you for 3 months. Have you made any progress? Why don't you show us and let us broaden our horizons? I looked at Master Zhuanchen. Holding his wine cup, he said lightly, if they want to see, then let them see. Demonstrate what you've learned recently. I put down the spirit rhino leg, stood up and walked to the open space in the center of the banquet, took a deep breath, then opened my mouth. This time it wasn't blowing bubbles, but spitting out a thin stream of water. The water stream dispersed in the air, turning into countless pink bubbles, forming various shapes as if they were alive. First a dragon, then a phoenix, finally a Qilin. The whole place went quiet. I controlled the bubbles, making them slowly descend. Landing in the wine cup in front of every guest. Zap, the electrical current provided a slight stimulation, making the wine even more mellow and fragrant. Someone raised their cup, took a sip, and their eyes lit up. Good wine. The vermilion bird patriarch's expression changed a bit. Forcing a smile, he said, truly unique. I withdrew the bubbles. Returned to my seat. My palms were full of sweat. Master Zhuan Chen glanced at me and nodded lightly. I breathed a sigh of relief. I succeeded. The banquet continued, but the topics all revolved around me. Those bubbles are indeed interesting. Looking soft, but actually hiding the power of thunder. The support ability is very strong. Can both disrupt the enemy and provide buffs. It will definitely be of great use on the battlefield. My dad and mom were smiling from ear to ear, toasting everywhere. I buried my head and continued gnawing on the spirit rhino leg. Suddenly a voice sounded next to me. Hey. I looked up. It was Juyan. He handed over a plate of spirit fruits. This is delicious for you. Thanks. Can you teach me those bubbles of yours? Master says this is my innate divine ability. Others cannot learn it. Then when you get into fights in the future, can you blow some bubbles to cheer me on? If you give me snacks, I will even laugh out loud on the sidelines. Long UAHMPH, you are quite good at doing business now. Of course, my dad said. You cannot work for free. As we were talking, the jade pool suddenly shook. The fairy music abruptly stopped. Everyone stood up. Oh, what is going on? There is demonic energy. Master Zhuan Chen was the first to react. With a flash of his silhouette, he appeared above the jade pool. The jade pool water suddenly turned black. Countless monsters drilled out from the water, pouncing towards the guests. The scene instantly fell into chaos. The divine beasts reverted to their original forms one after another to fight the monsters. My dad transformed into a giant black Qilin, breathing a mouthful of Qilin fire, swallowing a swath of monsters. My mom transformed into a golden phoenix, flapping her wings to strike the water surface. I stood in place, feeling a bit panicked as a monster lunged at me. I wanted to breathe fire. Oh wait, I do not know how to then. I opened my mouth and blew out a large string of pink bubbles. The monster was wrapped by the bubbles, instantly dissolving into a wisp of black smoke. It works. My spirit lifted and I started frantically blowing bubbles. The bubbles floated all over the jade pool, popping the moment they touched the monsters, purify a whole area. Some bubbles floated next to the injured divine beasts, seeping into their wounds, healing their injuries. Long Yue on your left, Bai Yao shouted. I turned and blew a string of bubbles, wrapping the monster sneaking up on him. Zap! The monster turned into smoke. Bai Yao continued fighting. I kept blowing bubbles while moving around, trying to cover more areas. But there were too many monsters, and they kept pouring out from the bottom of the jade pool. Master Zhuan Chen formed hand seals in the air. A cyan dragon phantom soared into the sky, suppressing the surface of the pool, but the demonic energy was too thick. It could not be suppressed for the time being. I suddenly had a flash of inspiration. Since bubbles can purify demonic energy, then can I directly purify the source? I ran to the edge of the jade pool, aimed at the place where the demonic energy was gushing out the thickest, and blew a giant purple bubble. The bubble sank into the water, going all the way down, and then popped. Radiant light erupted from the bottom of the water, instantly purifying all the demonic energy. The jade pool water became clear again. The monsters were gone. The source was quickly cleaned up by the divine beasts. The whole place went dead silent. Everyone was looking at me. I slumped on the ground, panting heavily from exhaustion. That move just now drained all my power. Master Zhuan Chen landed in front of me, reached out and pressed his hand on my head. A gentle power flowed into my body, relieving my fatigue. You did very well. I looked up and saw a smile in his eyes. My dad and mom rushed over and hugged me. You are amazing. Mom was both scared and proud just now. You scared me to death. Hey ha ha ha. My daughter saved the whole place. The major divine beasts also gathered around, thanking me one after another. The little princess is amazing. That move was too crucial. Those bubbles are really effective. Purify and healing, it's truly miraculous. I slumped in my mom's arms and smiled. So my pink bubbles are actually useful. Not only can I be a mascot, I can also protect everyone. After the demon invasion incident, I became completely famous in the immortal realm. The title of Pink Bubble Dragon spread throughout the 3 realms. Every day divine beasts came to visit the Qilin clan, wanting to see me, or asking me to purify residual demonic energy. I was so busy my feet didn't touch the ground. A month later, Master Zhuanshen called me to his cave-dwelling sit. I obediently sat down. He looked at me and stayed silent for a long time. Did I do something wrong? No, you did very well. But precisely because you did too well, a problem has arisen. What problem? Your power is too special. He took out an ancient jade slip and handed it to me. Take a look at this. I took it and read it with my spiritual sense. The jade slip recorded a piece of history from the ancient times. At that time, during the war between gods and demons, the people were plunged into misery and suffering. There was a Yinglong who, to protect all living beings, ultimately fell at the demon abyss. Yinglong is the supreme being of the dragon clan, with a completely silver body, controlling water and lightning, and possessing the power to purify all things. Seeing this, I froze. Water lightning purification master. Are you saying that I am the reincarnation of that Yinglong? After falling 3,000 years ago, the dragon's soul did not perish. It turned into a dragon egg and sank into the northern sea, found by your parents and brought back to the immortal realm. Because during the reincarnation process, you absorbed the power of Qilin fire and phoenix ice. A mutation occurred, but this doesn't affect your essence. Your pink bubbles now are the manifestation of the Yinglong's purification power. But I am so weak. You just hatched 3 months ago. Give it 300 years. You will be 100 times stronger than now. Master, are you sure? Could there be a mistake? I am sure. Because 3,000 years ago, I personally sent your dragon egg into the northern sea to be nourished. Too much information to process. My brain just crashed, Master. You knew me 3,000 years ago. Yes. So my parents finding my egg was secretly guided by me. The yang of Qilin fire, the yin of phoenix ice, yin and yang complementing each other, was inherently the best environment to nourish your dragon soul. Therefore, that's why I let you be born under the protection of the Qilin and Phoenix clans. Born. So that's how it is. So I am not an accident. Everything was arranged. Then what should I do now, I asked. Continue cultivating. Recovering your memory and power takes time. Until then, you are just Long Yue, the little princess of the Qilin and Phoenix clans. He paused. He added, and also my disciple. I looked at him and suddenly asked Master, then what was your relationship with me 3,000 years ago? Zhuan Chen stayed silent for a while. An old friend. Just an old friend. A very important person. He didn't say any more, but I felt it definitely wasn't as simple as just an old friend. After returning from my master's place, I went straight to find my parents and told them everything. I thought they would be shocked and wouldn't be able to believe it, but it turned out. See, I told you. How could my daughter be ordinary? I knew she was promising since she was little. Before, when you saw our daughter could only blow bubbles. Who was it? Worried so much you couldn't eat for several meals and dragged me up in the middle of the night to think of a solution. That's different. Before, I was worried our daughter was too weak and would be bullied. Now I'm worried our daughter is too strong and will be targeted. Whether you are the reincarnation of Yinglong or whatever, you will always be my daughter, right? Since you call us Mom and Dad, we will protect you for a lifetime. Thank you, Mom and Dad. It is so good to have you. What are you thanking us for? We are family, no need for polite words. That night, I lay in bed staring blankly at the ceiling. The mystery of my origin has been solved, but I feel even more lost now. I am the reincarnation of Yinglong. Then who exactly am I? Am I that supreme being who protected the common people 3,000 years ago? Or am I this pink bubble dragon right now? After thinking for a long time, I figured it out. I am both. The past life is me. The present life is also me. I have the power of Yinglong, and also the memories of Long Yue. Then I am just the unique me. The pink bubble Yinglong. Sounds pretty cool, actually. Okay. Half a year passed. In this half year, I trained hard with Master Zhuan Chen. My power recovered very quickly. Now I can already blow giant bubbles 3 meters in diameter. The purification range covers the entire Qilin clan territory. My dad and mom were very proud, showing me off everywhere. Do you see that? That patch of pink spirit light is what my daughter did. Pretty amazing, right? Yeah, and it can even purify demonic energy. Bayao often came to find me to play. We explored new uses for the bubbles together, for example. Using bubbles to pass messages. Using bubbles as decorations. Jian also came often, every time bringing snacks and asking me to blow bubbles to add to the fun. I earned a fortune. But the good times didn't last. The demon race staged a comeback. This time it wasn't a minor skirmish, but a massive army at the borders. The demon lord himself led 1 million demon soldiers to attack the immortal realm. The heavenly court issued an emergency assembly order. All divine beast clans must participate in the war. Mom, Dad, I want to go with you. Number. You are still young, and although your power has improved, it is not yet stable. Stay at the rear and guard the clan's territory. I am not young anymore. I can purify demonic energy, can heal the wounded. I can go to the front lines and help. It is too dangerous on the battlefield. It is precisely because it is dangerous that I must go. Mom, Dad, I am the reincarnation of Yinglong. Protecting all living beings is inherently my responsibility. My dad and mom stayed silent for a long time. Then mom finally spoke. My child has grown up. She must eventually fly on her own. Fine. But you must promise, Dad. Once you reach the front lines, put your own safety first above everything else. You must protect yourself well. I promise. Master Zhuan Chen also came to the battlefield. The front lines need your purification power the most. I followed Master to the front lines. It was a wasteland eroded by demonic energy. The sky was dark red. The ground was littered with monster corpses and injured divine beasts. Tragic. That was my only feeling. Master Zhuan transformed into his true Azure Dragon form, charging into the demon army wherever he passed. The monsters were turned to ashes. My dad and mom were also fighting, combining Qilin fire and Phoenix ice, clearing out a safe area. I started blowing bubbles. Massive amounts of pink bubbles floated towards the battlefield, purified demonic energy, healing the wounded. After the injured divine beasts were enveloped by the bubbles, their injuries rapidly improved, and they threw themselves back into the battle. But there were too many demon soldiers. Killed one batch. Another batch came. The demon lord sneered from high in the sky. It has been 3,000 years. You still love to meddle in other people's business so much. Zhuan Chen replied, it has been 3,000 years. You are still so reckless with your life. Haha. This time is different. I have prepared for 1,000 years, just for today. I will reduce the 3 realms to demon territory. Instantly, monstrous demonic energy swept across the entire battlefield. The divine beasts retreated steadily under the suppression of the demonic energy. I got anxious, gathered all my power, and blew out an unprecedentedly giant bubble. The bubble rose high into the sky and popped. Pink light spilled down. Purify a large swath of demonic energy, but it still wasn't enough. The demon lord was too strong. Master Zhuan Chen rushed up and engaged in fierce combat with the demon lord. The two fought until the heavens crumbled and the earth shattered. But Zhuan Chen was clearly at a disadvantage. He was heavily injured in that great war back then, and still hasn't recovered to this day. Seeing that Master was about to be unable to hold on, I suddenly remembered a record in the Jade Slip. Yinglong had an ultimate purification technique, named World Purify Dragon Breath, requiring the burning of the dragon's soul to purify all evil. The price is the soul scattering and perishing completely. 3,000 years later, having finally reincarnated to live again, I hesitated. But seeing my parents struggling to hold on the battlefield, seeing the divine beast fighting a bloody battle, seeing the blood at the corner of Master's mouth, I hesitated no more. I am Yinglong, protecting all living beings is my mission. Is Wang Yu's choice. Mom, Dad. Master, I am sorry. But this time, I want to protect you guys. I opened my mouth. What I breathed out were no longer bubbles, but a pink, earth-shattering dragon breath. The dragon breath swept across the battlefield. Wherever it passed, the demonic energy dissipated. The monsters were reduced to ashes. The demon lord let out a tragic scream, turning into flying ash within the dragon breath. The dragon breath continued to spread, purify the entire demon abyss. But my consciousness was also gradually fading. In the end, the last thing I saw was the figures of my parents and master rushing over, and what I heard were their shouts. Is this it? Endless darkness enveloped me. No light. No sound. Not even a trace of aura existed. I thought I was dead. Thought there would be absolutely nothing left. But I don't know how long passed. I heard someone speaking. It has been 3 months. Why isn't she awake yet? She won't be unable to wake up, right? Shut up. No saying unlucky things. Lord Zhuan Chen said although your S-Dragon soul was pushed to the absolute limit. Fortunately, it is supported by the Yingguang origin. It is just excessively depleted. It needs to be slowly nourished. Mom. You are awake. Thank goodness you are awake. It is so good that you are awake. I rested for a while before seeing their faces clearly. They all got thin and haggard. How long did I sleep? 3 months. Lord Zhuanchan used a dragon clan secret art, desperately saving a wisp of your dragon soul. He searched all over the immortal realm for heavenly treasures, nourishing you day by day, guarding you for a full 3 months, only then pulling you back from the gates of death. Where is Master? Outside. For these 3 months, he hardly took half a step away from the bedroom, guarding outside the door every day, barely even closing his eyes. Just as we were talking, the door opened. Master Zhuanshen walked in. His palm gently rested on my forehead. A gentle power probed into my body, checking the condition of the dragon soul. The dragon soul is basically stable, but you absolutely must not use the purification power again within 3 years. I nodded, Master. Thank you for saving me. Zhuan Chen looked at me, his eyes complex. Rest well. After speaking, he turned and left. Dad whispered, your master these past 3 months has almost emptied out the dragon clan's treasury. Any heavenly treasure that could nourish the dragon soul, he sent them all to you. Not just the dragon clan's treasury, he even went to the heavenly court to rob. Oh no, it was borrowing many rare and precious treasures. Not even giving face to the heavenly emperor. My heart felt so warm hearing this. After resting for a few days, I could get out of bed. Walking out of the room, I found the Qilin clan decorated with lanterns and colored banners everywhere. Is it a festival? What festival? The clan specially arranged this. Firstly, to celebrate your awakening. Secondly, to celebrate the demon race being wiped out. The 3 realms are finally at peace. A gift to celebrate your recovery. I opened it and it was a box of premium spirit snacks. Thank you, you are welcome. In the future for clan banquets, we are counting on you to blow bubbles to add to the fun. Exactly. It's so much better to look at than those fairy music and dances. I smiled. This is so good. Everyone is still here 1 month. Later, I was fully recovered. Master Zhuan Chen started to continue teaching me cultivation, but strictly forbade me from using the purification power for at least 3 years. He emphasized otherwise the dragon soul will be damaged again. I obediently listened. Life returned to normal. My dad and mom were still bickering every day, but their relationship got better and better. Bai Yao and Jian often came to find me to play. I continued being my pink bubble dragon, occasionally going to the heavenly court to help purify some residual demonic energy, taking it slowly with small bubbles. Another half-year passed. The heavenly court held a victory banquet. This time I was the main character. The heavenly emperor personally commended me, bestowing me the title of World Purified Dragon Princess, and gifting countless treasures. I stood on the stage, looking at the divine beasts below. I saw my dad's proud expression, my mom's gratified smile, Master nodding slightly. I saw Bai Yao waving desperately, and Juyan giving a thumbs up. I suddenly felt it was very much worth it. Everything I sacrificed was worth it. After the victory banquet, I returned to the Qilin clan. At night I sat on the roof looking at the stars. Master Zhuan Chen appeared beside me at some point. Master. After a moment of silence, I asked Master, what exactly was our relationship 3,000 years ago? You were Yinglong. I was the Azure Dragon. We fought side by side, protecting the 3 realms. Just fighting side by side. You saved me 3 times. Keeping you safe was my promise. I didn't manage to do it 3,000 years ago, but I did it this time. Master, thank you. You are welcome. And also, don't ever do that kind of foolish thing again. Which kind burning your soul? If I had to do it all over again, I would probably still do it. Why? Because I want to protect you all. Mom, Dad, you. By Yao Jian. And everyone I care about. Then at least tell me in advance. I will accompany you, okay? Under the starry sky, the little pink dragon and the azure dragon sat side by side. Everything is perfectly fine. This is the world I protect. This is my home. I am not a hero. I am just a dragon who wants to go home.